Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's round of the V8 League for 2020. Tonight we're at the Gold Coast Circuit, Surfers Paradise, and it's going to be a 70-lap belter. It's round 10 and 14, so we're nearing the end of the series. This is our last enduro event, so 70 laps is going to be about the 85-90 minute mark to complete. It's causing a few issues with the curbs, with the chicanes down the beach straight and into turn one as well. So looking forward to a few accidents and maybe even a possible safety car tonight. As I said before, it is round 10. Just bring up the schedule. Round 10, we've got 4 races to go after this one. Every fortnight, we're going to be racing and completing the league for 2020, as you know, the real boys have already finished. So we're going to keep going. The championship standings, as it stands, is Daniel Botasano out in front with 207, Little Caesar 163, Nathan Mannix in P3 127, he couldn't make it with us tonight. Thomas Foster in 4 at the moment, Brad Martin 5, Trent Bell moved up from last week's last round's Bathurst race, and unfortunately David Baker dropped a couple of spots as well. Ross Licciardi improving in P8, Greg Gavalas and James Delaney round up in your top 10. I'll just bring up the tyres for tonight. We've got 2 compounds on offer, soft tyre and the hard tyre. Tactics was always an issue, not an issue, but always worth talking about at each race, especially the enduros, because it can be worth, we will definitely see tyre strategies play into the race. Not much passing will be seen on track, so we're looking forward to seeing undercuts through pit lane and seeing how they come out towards the end. So we'll get to the action now. So we're halfway through our qualify session, 4 minutes to go. We're currently watching the championship leader at the moment, Daniel Botasano. There's Little Caesar, who's currently on pole with a 109.5 as Daniel Botasano just writes that lap off. One of the newcomers, Scott Black, he's on his out lap, so we'll ignore that one. Botasano Foster, Caesar all been teasing each other through the practice session, trying to get the hottest lap. You know the hottest lap's not going to be the fastest lap, so let's wait till the race. 3 minutes to go. I've just got to kick out some AI. There are a lot of crashes going on as Harrison Tebb, one of our newcomers in the Red Bull 888 car. Taking it nice and easy through there, trying to post a good quali lap, because track position is going to be everything in this race. Got a new feature for you guys this week. We've got a track map, so to indicate, let you know what's going on. The number in the circle shows you the current position they are on track. The circle will turn purple if they're getting on a purple sector, and the dots will turn into flames if they're actually on their flying lap. So it looks like all guys are out on track at the moment. Jaslowski just playing coy, keeping it in pit lane at the moment, trying to stay out of all the melee that's going on in quali. I'm trying to see if anyone's on a fly. They're all bunched up. It is a short track, but you don't want to be bunched up right next to each other as we check out Hillel going through the back S's. And he's got Ross Burrell close behind. A red flashing circle means they've either hit the wall or had an incident. As we can see, the number 2 with the red circle. Okay, so Foster sees a Group Bell's hit the front. Oh man, Trent Group Bell in the Racecentre colours, he's hit the front with a 108.9. Let's see whether he gets off the line quick enough. 1.5 minutes to go, that's still... Wow, what an excellent shot there through the S's on Beach Straight, but he's pulled out of that lap. David Baker's currently in P6. Michelle Helix car, number 17. He's a little bit off the pace, but he's been working on his consistency. As we see number 4, Thomas Foster, he's got the flames on the track map, so we know he's on a fast lap coming down. He's got the fastest second sector of the session. And will he cross the line in P1? He's just squeezed up into P2.1 behind the pole sitter Trent Grabell, so he'll be out of that one. Number 8's coming down the main straight as well. That's Jason Cooper, also joining us. Started with us from Bathurst, so he'll be improving tonight. As he takes the curves there, will get up on 2 wheels. Big heavy car, so you don't really want to take too much speed through this section. So who else have we got out on flyers at the moment? Stay with Jason Cooper to the end of this lap. 3 seconds to go to the end of the lap, so this will be his final qualifying lap, so he doesn't want to make a mistake here, which he doesn't. He goes nice and tight, gets on the gas early, gets a good run down the main straight. And unfortunately, that's his out lap, so that won't see him improve. So David Baker's down the back straight there. Number 2, Foster's coming home again. No, he's missed his qualifier. So who else have we got? Obadasano in the pits. Scott Black's still out there. He's crossed the line with a 109.8. That's put him in P5 at the moment. Just picked David Baker. Harrison, the Red Bull must have stuffed up his middle sector, so he's not going to improve on that position. Jason Cooper's already finished his session. Bryce Roll coming onto the main straight now. It's turn 15 down the main straight. And he crosses the line with a 113.827. Not a bad lap from him. I think Troy Czeslowski's just going to be happy to start at the back and let all the chaos happen in turn 1. Okay. So qualifier results. Trent Grabell, P1 with a 108.966. Probably the only guy to get in the 108s tonight at the Gold Coast. So great lap from him. Thomas Foster almost got there in P2. Daniel Obadasano will start on the second row of the grid. Little Caesar in the Cooler Masters entry. He will be starting in P4. Scott Flack, P5 on the inside with David Baker on his outside in P6. Harrison Tebb, 888 car. Jason Cooper, P8. Bradley Martin, P9. Bryce Roll, 10. And that means Troy Czeslowski is starting P11. Alright, we're just going to see if all the guys are ready to go. It is a 70 lap race, so going to be a long one tonight.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
Okay. So we've kicked over to the race. We've got a minute to grid up. Let's see if anyone's gridded up yet. Yep, a few guys are getting on the grid. It's going to be a formation lap. Okay, bit of a glitch there with Opposano gridding up. Okay, so we're rolling off. Have to restart the server just so we can alright, just excuse me for a couple of seconds while we re-grid.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Okay, just talking to the drivers, making sure they're all okay. Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now. Alright, still having issues. Let's see how we go.
Got his helmet on.
Okay, so it looks like the boys have gridded up okay on track. Got all drivers on track, correct? Bryce, how the... Beautiful location on Surfers Paradise, Gold Coast, 70 lap belter. It's going to be a tough race as guys line up. We're waiting for one more driver. Troy Kozlowski, here he comes to grid up. Waiting for the lights, nervous wait as the engines rev up. And they're off. Looks like Foster's got a good run on rebelling in turn one and on the squeeze in. Albertasano's trying to get a piece of that as he'll try and come around the outside. Hopefully the guys are nice through there, nice. You can see Albertasano and Bell coming together. Come through that really well. Baker trying to get on the inside of the back, get on the gas early. Blake's on the background. Baker squeezes in through this. He came for the first time. Bell's had to take a shot, slowed down, let the driver through. He's kept position, but he's lost around on Foster in P1. Looks like Albertasano just walked on the side there. Further action, further back as Baker and Black get connected together. Black position to the side. Charles Baker, and it is only lap one. We've got 69 to go. That's Foster taking us through the first lap, the 10th round of the V8 Super League. Starting to stretch out now. Hillel out into the clear hour as well. Bacon just got to get back and get that through first chicane into turn two. Single wide off the back beach side there, coming in the chicane. whites are soft, the whites are a soft compound. White crosses are a soft compound. And yellow will be the hard compound. Follow the circles on the track map, that will tell you who's on fire. Circles mean there's an accident, sit back. Looks like everyone's getting clean through there. We've got a bit of a battle with Harrison Pitt, trying to get some Steve Brady's jumped in. Not late, but Celsius compared to a Formula One car that's at 1,000 degrees Celsius. He must, looks like he's pulling out the race. Like Rebel's got the spot in the heat. This battle for P5 really heating up. We've lost Kev off the back of his car. These three are still just gas early, should come over and take the line, but he comes back side by side. Who's going to be into turn 1 and turn 6? Black gets the job done. Baker's not going to let that one go anytime soon. We see Griffell further up the road. The action's back here. Black gets loose, hitting the wall, and that's Baker's just hit the wall. Black's just hit the wall there, really struggling under the brakes. Black ball starting to heat up now. The drive is probably going to wear out. Playing the long game, probably smarter. Not getting into battles and just look after your tyres because you really need to stretch these out. You can see Baker weaving down the main straight in P4. Like Abasano's got the move done and we can see Brad Martin. Can he get it in reverse? Oh, I think he's waiting for the cars to come past. He hasn't got time to go. I think he's just waiting for the whole field to go. Got Black there. Good job, he didn't reverse all the way, so he allowed Black to get through. Go back with Abasano on Foster. Really hard to get around another driver, even if you've got a let it happen. So he takes a wider option. So he comes in for his first set. Well, 11 laps on a soft set of tyres. That's not gonna get you to the end. So I'm sure he's going to change into the harder compound, and he's missed his pit box. So again, that's costing him a lot of time. We see Martin rolling to the pits as well. Baker. Best drive so far for him in P4. He just needs to knuckle down and get his rhythm. You can see he's quite close behind Group Bell in front as he just flashes through into the foreground. Group Bell's 15 seconds behind the leaders now. He's dropping back. These two on the front are really staying together, really. Now, I don't think they're in a huge battle between each other. car becomes a pendulum, when you swing it from left to right to left to right, the centre of the car or the weight shift can be a bit too much, and it burns the tyres up a lot more than what it should. If they're old, you're not going to get that grip and you're bound to hit it, which is going to launch you. Here comes Cooper on the back of Baker. Gap. Got a 0.7 second gap there now. If these guys are on softs and Caesar's already coming to the pits, maybe these guys are going to come in the next few laps and maybe change it. It's going to be hard to go through the chicane down the east side into turn 1 and turn 3, but we'll see how they go. Track map, there's a few guys on their fastest lap of the race, so that's Harrison's Deb, Little Caesar and Bradley Martin. These guys are the ones that replaced their tyres. You can see with the yellow bandies on the harder compound, they definitely doesn't want to be hitting every 10 or so laps. Back up the phone from Sano and Oscar. Teb. No, that's not Teb. Bryce Royals in for his set of tyres. He's currently in P9 at the moment, waiting for Brad Martin to come back round. And then it is Brad Martin we're talking about 3 laps. So hopefully the timing is about to start with the Sono almost loses an error on the sidewall. They're very typical for the Gold Coast circuit. They always take about 10 to 12 extra rear vision mirrors once a week. just pulling up and letting him go. He doesn't really need to. He just needs to stay out there and let him go when they get closer. Because Foster, Avansano, Grubel, your top three. Baker, birthday boy, he's in coming around to finish his 17th lap, 16th lap. Brad Martin racing for Aces. Racing team, number 37. Harrison Tebbs dived in the lane with his second set of tyres. This is a good opportunity for Brad Martin to unlap himself against Royal and the others. So 7.2 pit stop for Harrison, that's pretty quick from his team. Average is about 7.5 to 7.5 minutes. Unfortunately, Harrison's been pinned either speeding into pit lane, which is my guess, because it's very difficult at high speed to then drop the speed down to 60 to go through pit lane, so he's got to serve that one. Now that's going to cost him a lot of time. And Grubel's brought the lead down slightly to 12 seconds now. Baker in, minding his business. He's still circulating in P4, 22 seconds behind the leader, and he's pulling away from the back, who's a further 5 seconds behind. That's quite well. The Monster Energy car is behind them. Up to the 1/3 mark. The Grubel come down the main straight. Looks like Foster's about to pass Bradley Martin. Good place to overtake. Bradley probably getting through this section and then let Opensano through, but Foster's through for now, as he's pulled away from Opensano. 1.8 second lead. You see Tom's front disc brakes are lighting up as well. Temperature's quite hot. You can see it in the daylight of Devil's Paradise sunshine here. Great holiday destination once they reopen the border. Baker doing a great job in P4, 24 seconds behind the leader, but he's got down a 3-second gap now to Black P5. And Cooper must have had his first pit stop. We'll see if the number of stops has come up. Yep, so Grubel's in for his first set. Baker's yet to pit. So Cooper's the first, the leader of the guys who have pitted. So Grubel will come out in P4, maybe P5, there it is. Even P6, but with the fresher set of tyres he'll just climb back up to the front. Okay, so positions gained and lost. So what most people are gaining, we've had a Caesar's the one that is dropping most at the moment, dropping 3 places. So birthday boy Baker's one of our top climbers, gaining 3 positions from the grid, so that's again a great effort from him. I just saw a penalty for someone, I assume Grubel has just left mid lane. Maybe he's got bit of time through that pit stop, but Rebel's just got to warm these tyres up, and I assume he'll start to stretch. We see Stacey just going back down there. He's in P7 at the moment. Trying to stay in touch with these guys, really looking after those tyres. Lighting up the rears. I'd say the fronts are going to go first as they're really aggressive 90-degree turns, so you really got to ask the car to, or ask the tyres to take the weight and make the car turn. And all this while trying to control the car through the curve. See Halil trying to make the quickest way through there. Trick Rebel serving his penalty. He must have received a stop and go, so very costly mistake for him. He's got to sit there for 10 seconds and then take off again, so he'll at least drop this position. We'll see when he comes out. Looks like he's cleared his pit stops there. So he's rejoining P7, so he's only lost one position there, but a lot of time behind these guys. Jason Cooper in the Irwin Tools entry, Team 18, coming through to complete and cross over for third of the race. Thirds to go. We've only had one pit stop. Obviously the guys that have pitted are on softs. Khalil couldn't make his set of softs last any longer, and that's maybe why he made the mistake at the back chicane on Main Beach Parade, but hopefully he can make the hards last a bit longer. Baker's still out there. We can see Black climbing back there. The cat's only down. There was 2.2 about 2 laps ago. Now it's only 0.7. Track's rubbering up and the temperature's climbing, it's giving him more opportunity. Just like the second he crosses the line with a, what was that, a 110.2, so really made a mistake on the final sector there. That's unfortunate because he was really looking like he was going to get the lap record or fastest lap of the race. Tevin Royal are battling out for P8. See Royal just locking up on the race. Too sure why Tev let Royal go. Maybe there was an incident before we haven't seen. They are on the same lap and have one position, and here comes actually Cooper's coming around for lap one, so maybe Ted sort of pulled back and it was Royal, but he's made the position. And they're letting the lap driver go through. There's Royal letting Cooper through there. Cooper not the best place to let it through, but they managed to do it quite well. Oh, Tenro Okonosano's received a speeding penalty in pit lane. Receive either stop and go or try and get to the bottom of that, whether it's a stop and go or just a drive through, depending on what speed he hits the pit lane in. Let's put him down in P3 at the moment as Baker. The shell car in front is currently P2, but he's hit the bumps quite often. And on the Sano through. He knows he can't keep him at bay behind him because he's on older tyres. He's probably going to come in for his set of tyres on this lap. But Asano's trying to speed up here, really on these tyres and get in the pits as quick as he can so he can serve his penalty. That's just going to let Foster lot about front. You see Asano coming in to serve his penalty. And that's Baker up in a P2. So Baker probably needs to come in this lap and follow Asano and be on the same pit strategy as Asano. That's his closest rival at the moment. So it's pit stops. It looks like Baker's the only one who hasn't hit it yet. So he's really making those tyres work, but not if he doesn't take those chicanes properly. So we slowed up a bit there to make up for it. I assume he'll be in this lap to get his set of tyres. The old birthday boy needs to use 4 new tyres. I can see why he's out on the hard compound. So he started the race on hard compound, so he should be able to go out a bit longer on that set. So not quite does he really need to come in for another set of tyres. Jason Cooper coming around. He's doing a fantastic job in P3. He's only 9 seconds behind Baker, who's done his pit stop, who hasn't done his pit stop. So virtually you could say Cooper and Asano's in the pits again. I didn't see him with another penalty, so I'm not too sure what's happening there. But he's parked it. It looks like another penalty, so he's either stopping going when he should be just doing a drive-through. I'm not too sure. He's back out, so yeah, definitely let him and Baker plenty of time out in P2. And just hear team radio, looks like Baker is going to come in this lap for tyres. Making sure he gets down to the pit lane. Oh, not too sure if he gets down to the right speed. He's going for another set of hards, I'd say. He knows that set really well before. Let's hope he doesn't exit with a penalty. He really slowed the car up in time. Baker's still in P3 at this point, and there goes Black. He's going to take P3. That's a clean pit stop from Baker. Great job from him. As we've got Cooper up on the back straight and Black just in front. So Baker's got a bit of work to do. He's got fresh tyres. Should be able to catch these guys at least for P3. Whatever's still going on. This is battle for P7 at the moment. Asano dropped from first literally to P6 with 2 penalties. As Teb gets up the inside. Bit messy, but was up on the inside. They get through. you're not too sure which car is trying to lap you. So the Red Bull is up close, they can see the go through, so the seats are up into not up into P5, that's P5 getting through and P7 and 8 now battling on. Looks like Tev's going to let Royal back through for that earlier incident. Good clean driving. We haven't seen much of Foster, he's still out in P1 with a 22-second lead ahead of Cooper. He's come around to lap Martin again, I think. Martin will go 2 laps down after this because we've seen them in this position before. Almost halfway through the race. Foster on that last lap posted before he's had to give up on those doesn't gain any, so that's good. Oksana definitely pushing those tyres. Probably angry, not a familiar position for him to be. P6, unfortunately those pit stops really messed up his chance of a win tonight. So we'll go back up with Foster as he's just past Martin down the main straight. Scott Black on a fast lap at the moment as well. Just locks up and the rears come around just in time for him to get through the corner. Up with track limits and obeying blue flags. Not sure where Tev is, he's further back there. We'll go back up with Scott Black who's on his flyer. Across the line with a 110.8. Not a bad lap from him. They aren't new tyres for him, so he's starting to get in his groove, I'd say. You can see the gaps on the track map, so there's a fair gap to P5, and that's Halil, so he's no slow coach, he's definitely a fast driver. It's also strange to see him back in P5. It's a long race, we're not even halfway there yet, lap 32 or 70. Fatigue might start playing a part later in the race. There's nowhere you can really relax on this circuit. Just being told I'm quite faint on the stream, so thank you for the feedback, guys. Turn that up a bit. I think I've just got to turn the cars down a bit. So hopefully that's better for you. Just watching Halil come into the pits now. That's his second pit stop for tonight, so I hope he's changed them to hard. So I think we saw him come in on lap 11, so that's 20 laps on the hard tyres. That means he's probably going to come in around the 50 lap mark, and my prediction's only one more stop for him. Back up front, Jason Cooper in P2. Lewin Tools entry, he's 23 seconds behind the leader, that's not too bad. That's a steady gap after Foster and Opposano earlier on were in a battle. They were stretching away from the other guys, and we saw Grubel and Flack, Grubel and Caesar probably, getting caught up just after the S's there, costing them a lot of time and losing ground to the leaders. We see Cooper really wrestling the back of that car. The front very stable, but the rear's just getting really loose through there. And Black again looks like he's on a fast time as well as we go through the main beach chicanes there. This is Black's second race with the V8s, but he's currently leading the F1, so he's no slouch behind the wheel. Different car to drive, obviously, to the Formula Ones. You've really got to be patient. It's all about the accelerator and the application there. Looks like Foster may have hit the wall. And number 8, who's that? Racecentre. Oh, he spun it. He's going to... Yeah, good decision. Get it out in the open and spin it there. Looks like he's got softs on the front and hards on the back. Wow, that's a strange mixture. Maybe that's a mistake with the engineers as he requested the pit. He hasn't chosen the same tyres for front and back, so maybe we'll see him coming back in the pits and get that fixed up, because that could throw him around, as we may have seen in turn 4 where he spun that and facing the wrong way. So either he's got not enough grip on the back and he's trying to get on the gas and the front's gripping up more than the back, so it makes his car even more taily. And if you've ever driven this, you know how much horsepower this car's got and how much it just wants to step out at the rear. It could be a good decision, we'll see. It's currently in P8 at the moment. Back up the front, Scott Black. See if there's any guys close to each other. Looks like they're all spread out at the moment. And Cooper's just coming in for his second set of boots, I'd say. While Cooper's in the pits, it looks like Black's just gone past for P3. And here comes Baker coming down the main straight. So Cooper in his tyres should be about a 7 second. There it is, 7.5 second gap. And will Baker come through? Yep, there he is. There you can see it. Hopefully, no, Cooper's got no pit lane penalties, so Baker back up in P3. And Black is up into P2. Hitting his PBs, you can see with the flame on the track map that he's definitely posting his fastest lap at the moment. We've got the leader and another car, that's Bryce Ross. Foster and Royal coming through turns 1, 2 and 3. Heading into the old Red Rooster corner. So it just ticked over the halfway mark. Another 34 laps to go. This is double points tonight because it is an enduro. We usually have 3 races, but for Sandown, Bathurst and the Gold Coast, we have enduro, as it would like a Pertec Enduro series. So because the V8s aren't going to the end of the year, we definitely are here at Racecentre. So if you want to join us for the next race, you can just get in touch with us on Facebook and say you want to be part of the action. We'll definitely get on the grid for the next race. I think it could be Pukekohe. I'll have to check the calendar and get back with you on that one. But it's Thomas Foster out front, Scott Black down the back straight. He's in P2, 35 seconds behind the leader, and Baker a further 15 seconds behind Black, as we can see off the sono coming up to P4, so this will be a battle to stay in touch with. And there's Cooper as well, so this is a 3-way battle for P3. Hopefully Baker's not going to make too much of an issue, otherwise he's going to spin too. But there he is trying to let off on the sono, but he's let Cooper through as well. So he's lost 2 positions there. He didn't have to do that because this is for position, but he was thinking it's a smarter move to let the much faster driver go. But now it's up to Baker to catch Cooper in the Irwin Tools car. Back. Coming down the main straight, 260 kilometres an hour. Through turns 1, you can see the sun setting a bit now. The shadow's definitely casting across the track. giving us cooler sections, especially the back section here along the beach. A lot of tall apartment buildings casting a lot of shadows with track. Looks like Trent Grubell's pulled out as well. DNF. As we see Royal coming to the lane for his set of tyres. Cooper just missing the last curb, and there goes Baker taking the position. So great driving standards from the drivers. They know if they didn't make the turn, then they should slow down because they don't want to make any gains. So I'm sure Cooper's let Baker through, but knowing that he can challenge him for P3 later on, or even P4. So this is the closest battle on track at the moment. There's only 0.6 in it, with Opposano out front, just stretching out that gap in P3. And we've got Baker and Cooper battle for P4. See Cooper breaks in harder, but Baker gets a better drive out of turn 4 up the back straight. A lot of kinks here, so it really looks like a single track all the way down the back straight. There's no real strong places to overtake as Cooper misses his run again. And a bit scared of getting it loose and hitting the curb and getting on the roof, which does happen with these cars. They're quite heavy and quite easy to roll over. Especially these curves get it up on 2 wheels, so you don't want to go too high on those 2 wheels. As Opposano looks like he's coming on the back of Flack. No, that's Bryce Royal currently in P9. So Opposano was down in P6, but look at him cut through the field as he makes his way back through the field, currently in P3. Okay, we haven't seen Harrison Tebb for a while. He's down the back straight, or Bradley Martin. Oh. He's got to choose a side. That would have been slow motion for Baker up in P3, going, oh, which side am I going to take him on? But the guys did really well to get past there without any further incident. Whoa, you can see Opposano up on 2 wheels. Let's just see if we can see Opposano and what happened there. No, that's not going to work for us tonight. And we see Royal just going wide, letting the leaders through. 30 laps remaining out of 70. So it looks like we've got Foster's family on YouTube cheering him on. So you see Royal just hitting the barriers in the background there. So if you do want to join us for the next race, you've got 2 options. You can come into the store with us on our full motion racing sims. We're located in Darling Harbour in Sydney, or you can register with us online, and for $50 you can join all our 3 leagues. That's GT3, F1 and V8s. So that's at least another 15 races towards the end of the year, and you can join us for $50 from home. We try to keep the racing clean. As you can see tonight, the guys are doing really well to yield or let drivers through if they've made a mistake on through the chicanes. We'll go back up to Foster, who's leading the race. We haven't seen him for a while. He's been out there by himself, but I can't help Baker and Cooper still neck and neck for P5. Foster out in front with a 34-second lead ahead of Flack. But the next big move will be Opposano trying to get past Flack in P2. Then he can lessen the impact of that earlier pit lane penalty. If you've just joined us, he's had to visit the lane 2 extra times just to serve 1 penalty. Unfortunately, he must have sped in pit lane, giving him a 10-second stop and go. Great battle here between Baker and Cooper. The times are very similar. Baker's last time was a 1:13, so they're both exactly the same lap times at the moment. As you can see, they're both on track, the same spot. Looks like Baker's on the yellow band, which is the hard compound. Trying to get a good look at Cooper's compound. See what he's on. Looks like he's on yellows as well. Oh no, he's on white, so he's on the softer compound. So I dare say he'll be in a lot earlier. David's really making those hard compounds work for him at the moment. So it's been a great effort. It's his birthday tonight, so he's hoping for a podium or close to. Last year he got second and he was pipped. I think it was on the last lap he lost the lead and lost the race last year. So he wanted to come back and make amends. But he was happy with a podium for tonight's race. He's almost there. He's just got to stick to his plan. Depending on the other guy's pit stop strategies, he could see himself creep back up to the front as he takes those back curves really well. Really focused tonight. Doing a great job in P4. See the shadows casting on the track now, making parts of the track nice and cool. The Cooper just squeezing right up the back there. You can see on the number on his windscreen telling him he's in P5, but I'm sure he wants that P4 position lit up on his windscreen and side mirrors. So go down the main straight. He's trying to tuck into the draft. There's not much gain, but braking you can see is pretty even. Baker taking turn 1 a bit too tight. They come in at turn 4 down the old Red Rooster hairpin and back up down the main straight. See, Opposano's not really closing in. The gap's still 20 seconds between him and Flack, and has been for the last couple of laps. It's a great battle going on for P4. Love watching the behind view. We're on board with Jason Cooper trying to chase David Baker down in P4. It's quite bright, the sun shining in the cockpit, making it quite hot for these guys. Temperatures hitting over 50 degrees in the cockpit. Cooper just squeezing up on turn 4. Very calculated drive from these two. They're doing a fantastic job. Best battle on track at the moment. just take the quick opportunity to go through the field. We're on board with Racecentre. First race in the V8s with us this season, so he's just joined us as well. He's no stranger to Racecentre. He's raced with us for a while, but first time this year. We see Operasono lighting up the track map at the moment. You can see the flames pouring out of the back of the car. He's on a quick lap at the moment. We can bring up his sector times. And he crosses with a 1:10.971. He actually hit the fastest sector 2 time of that lap there. Go back with Baker and Cooper. That's where the race is at. Give some air time to Thomas Foster. Out in front, he's kept it cool and kept his heels clean. Got a 34-second gap in front of Flack. And Operasono creeping up on the back of Flack by 2 seconds, as he's up only 18 seconds behind Flack at the moment. Cooper's trying to make a move. Get up close to Baker so he can get a good run down the main straight, but Baker's just jumped a couple of car spots. Probably using first gear. It could be a different gear ratio that he's using over Cooper, so he's a bit slower to get out of the corner. Cooper definitely stronger through turn 4 at the moment. Baker's not giving anything away. He's not getting on the gas too early, not lighting up the rears, so he's not losing any time to Cooper. Cooper's doing an excellent job staying up behind. Staying out of trouble. As he gets a bit loose there, you see the front just go on him. Collected that curve quite awkward, but he's back up the tail of Baker in the next corner, so not an issue there. Coming up to the back of Teb in the Red Bull car. Baker just hitting the wall there, outbraked himself and just clipped the wall. Oh, Baker in the middle, I can hear Bryce Royals just crashed through the S's, through the chicanes there. Oh, Racecentre just locking up there, deciding to go straight through. He's going to get the blue flag in a second. Got to let these leaders come around. Oh, Cooper's just cooked it. Headed straight in the wall, but he's brought it back around. No damage to the car, it looks like. So he's lost a bit of ground there. That gives a bit of opportunity to check out the rest of the drivers. Scott Flack in P2. He was down the grid earlier on, but he's definitely worked his way up and he's staying there. He's dropping off the leader a bit. He's he must have had a mistake or something, because Operasono in P3 is only 7 seconds behind him. P4's the Baker and Cooper combo, still battling out there. That's Cooper. A little season, the Coolamass entry. He's 30 seconds back behind the battle for P4. So he's got 20 odd laps to knuckle down and try and catch him. We see Teb getting in the pits, probably saving him, trying to give way to Cooper and Baker in a strong battle for P4. Bradley Martin for the Aces racing team. He's currently in P8. I'd say he's struggling a bit on the Gold Coast. He's not usually down this far back, but we've seen him earlier struggling through the chicane at the back straight down turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down Main Beach Parade. Definitely getting through there nice and cleanly. Still Baker and Cooper for P4, but we'll go back further. Bryce Royal in P9. Got there quite cleanly, as we can see Flack approaching from behind. Bell and Czeslowski have parked it for the day. Quite a tough course tonight. So we see Foster in for his set of tyres. This could be his last set, so I don't expect to see him back in towards the end of the race, but I don't think we're going to see Flack come and take the lead with 20 laps remaining. Flack should probably come and pit at the same time just to make sure he's on the same strategy, as he's got Opadasano breathing down his neck. He's down to 5 seconds now. So we see Royal giving way to blue flag, which is a proper thing to do. Can't get past this battle for P4. This is an awesome drive from these two guys. I think we hit top speeds of about 270, 260, 270 k's an hour before we brake hard in at turn 1 at the 200 metre board mark. Quite an awkward braking zone, as the track's still turning as you're trying to brake hard. So you got to brake a bit earlier and softer, which means you just got to brake further out. So 200 metre mark seems to be the go, and it's also a slightly downhill braking zone as you try and get it through turns 1, 2, the hot dog chicanes. Don't know why I've lost. Something's happened there. Either Baker's cooked it, and that's giving Cooper enough time to get up. That's Cooper up in a P4 ahead of Baker. Baker's just got to keep his cool now. Stay on the back of... Baker's got to stay on the back of Cooper. Keep his composure. Probably due for his last pit stop anytime soon, so if he wants to, he should come into the pits and undercut Cooper in P4. And instead of battling it here, do it through pit lane. Sure why I lost the track audio, but we're back on air now. We'll get it right one of these days. Looks like Daniel Fowler's definitely given some driving advice to Bryce Royal and David Baker. Foster's on a flying lap at the moment. We'll just bring up his sector times. Coming down the back straight. Oh, he's chewed out 0.3 seconds out of the first sector. Definitely posting the fastest first sector of the race. He's not too far off the second sector. So this will be a, if he gets this right, this will be a new fastest lap of the race. We are targeting a 109.9. I'd say this is an early 109 or a low to mid 109s as he crosses the line. 109.6. So definitely taking the fastest lap of the race. You see Bryce Royal just coming out of pit lane there. You can see the notification there. fastest lap for Foster out in front. So it's Foster in front, Black doing a great job, not giving too much time away for Obadesano, really making Obadesano work for his, to get back P2 from Black. You can see in the background he's 3.8 seconds down. We've only got 16 laps to go, so I'm not too sure if Obadesano needs to pit again. I'm sure Black has to as well. So we could see a change done if Obadesano pits in early and undercuts Black. That's one option. We go back to Cooper and Baker there in P5. Just getting high on the curve and hitting the wall there, losing a bit of momentum. The gap stretching out to 1.3 seconds, or 3 seconds now as they go through the last sector of the circuit. With the Gold Coast 600, 5 laps in, 15 to go. Foster's quite comfortable out in front with a 16-second lead. I think that's 16 seconds plus a pit stop ahead of Black. Foster won't need to pit again. He's come in, and here comes Cooper. So is that Baker staying out on track, taking P3? Yes, P4. Yes, it is. So Cooper's coming in early. Like I said, you got to come in just earlier than what you think because you can get an undercut. So I'm not too sure if Baker has to pit again. But if he does, he really needs to push these next few laps and then get some clean air, do his hottest 2 laps. Baker just missing that curve there, so he slowed down through that section. So team radio is saying that they're calling Baker in for his set of tyres. You can see him getting a bit loose there. He's losing a bit of time to Cooper. So it's a 3-second gap before, and Obadesano's in for his last set. So he's got 14 laps to go. He's going to try and jump the gap on, that's a long pit stop for Obadesano. That's a 7.8 second pit stop. So I think he's overshot his box a bit, and Baker's in the pit lane as well. So as Baker's in the pits, we'll just see where Cooper is. He's coming around onto the main straight. So Baker's getting his boots replaced for his birthday. That's a long pit stop. It's 11-second pit stop. That's 4 seconds. So the gap's probably going to be, and there goes Cooper. No, Cooper's in the pits as well. So did he receive a drive-through penalty? Oh, and Baker's received a drive-through penalty as well. Speeding in pit lane, that's my guess. It's quite common. It's very hard. You're coming off top speed. You've got to bring it back down to 60k an hour. So this looks like Cooper serving his penalty. That's a 10-second stop and hold. Not too sure what Baker's got, but we'll see when he comes around. So Cooper could protect that, but Caesar's coming in the mix now. So that's let Caesar up into P5, but Baker's got to serve his penalty. So we'll see where Baker is at the moment. He's up the end of the back straight, so he's turning in turn 11 into Breaker Street. And Caesar's just coming through the S's, so depending on whether he's got a drive-through or a 10-second stop and hold. Cooper's going to try and chase down Caesar in P5 because it looks like it may go to these two will climb another position as Baker comes in the server. Here he comes. He's got to slow the car right down pit lane speed limit. Let's hope it's just a drive-through. We've got Caesar coming onto the main straight, and we've got Baker. It is just a drive-through, it looks like. So there goes Caesar, and where's Cooper? Cooper's there as well, so Baker's going to rejoin right in between these two drivers. Oh, so this is going to be a 3-car battle. So it looks like Baker served his penalty. There's no more penalties for him to serve. So this is on-track racing. So he's just lost 2 positions by unfortunately coming in the pit lanes a bit too hard. So Cooper's on his PBs at the moment, so Baker really needs to start dropping his times as well, pushing hard. We can see Cooper on a PB at the moment. Green sectors mean that's his personal fastest lap. And at the moment his fastest lap is a 1:10.8. Looks like he's on par to break that, hopefully a low 110s. He's on the white compound, which is the softer tyre. You see Scott Black just going into the wall there. Cooper, he crosses the line. Yes, he's crossed the line with a PB of a 1:10.5, so he dropped a few half a second off there. As we see Baker trying hard to get on the back of this group. Just take note of the gap. It's 2.2 gaps at second gap at the moment. Just quickly go up and show Foster going through the back section, as he's dominated most of this race with him and Opedasano, but unfortunately Opedasano also received a stop and go, so we saw him come through the lane twice to serve his penalty, unfortunately losing a lot of time to the front runners. And now he's dropped a further 6 seconds behind Flack in P2. So that's Flack there, and Opedasano should be coming around T4. There he is on the back straight. And we've got Flack just going through the S's, and we should be able to see Opedasano in the background, just in the background there. So Thomas Foster, very commanding, giving us 10 laps to go, lap 60. And Foster's also holding the fastest lap of the race with a 109.643. Cooper on the back of Caesar, the gaps are closing. Like Baker's dropping off a little bit as the gap back to him is 3.8 seconds. There's Cooper on the softs chasing down Halil on the hards, I think. And I'll just check with the number of stops whether Caesar's got to come in again. It looks like Caesar's done his 3 stops, so I don't expect Caesar to come in again, as Cooper's kept the gap after failing to go through the S's there. As we look back again on Caesar's car, this time onto Cooper. And there's Baker coming in the background there. 10 laps remaining, the leader's taking us through. See how close they get through turn 1. The sun's definitely shining on this part of the track as they go into turn 4, down to first gear. Carrying a little bit of fuel just to keep the car weighted as they go over the curves. You don't want to bounce around too much, as it looks like we're coming onto the back of lap traffic, and just clip that. Oh, great job. You can see how close they get. The mirror just scraping the wall there. They brake hard into turn 11. Just clipping the wall there. Bryce letting it go. Good job there. Not an easy section to let the cars through, as we see Caesar just clipping that curve, and Cooper's just got distracted and also run wide, hitting and scraping the wall. There he is in P5. So Cooper within 1.1 seconds. If it was Formula 1, we'd be egging them on to get within that 1 second DRS zone. Looks like Baker's closing in too. He's down. Brought the gap down to 2 seconds. We've got to get past his old mate Royal. Royal goes wide and lets Baker through. best lap for Daniel Pisano, 109.631. See P9's just had an accident through the chicanes. Where is he? No, he's back on the road. So we see P2 Scott Flack, he's on a he's on the fastest lap of the race so far at sector 1. As he goes through sector 2, he's a bit slower through there. So he could be on his PB at the moment. But the gaps now, Cooper's the closest one behind Halil in P4. There you can see the pair. As he's locked up going into P1, this is going to let Cooper through and close that gap up within a second. There it is, 0.8 per second. That was across the line, but I'm sure it's even closer now. They go down the back straight. Caesar for the cooler mass entry, the Ford Mustang. Look at that, back up on 2 wheels. Every driver must love that feeling. At 180, 200 kilometers an hour, you get up on 2 wheels. But also scary because if you hit the curbs too much, you're on your roof, and we've seen that in the practice session earlier tonight. But this is the closest gap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 3 guys still left on the lead lap. That's Foster, Flack and Opposano, so these guys are a lap down, but that doesn't matter, it's still providing good racing. Cooper trying to get on the gas a bit too early there, and he's lost a bit of momentum to stay on the back of Caesar. And it looks like Opposano's trying his heart out, but not closing the gap on Flack. Flack's definitely hitting his groove in P2. Been holding that most of the race. Obviously, if it wasn't for Opposano having that earlier incident. But this is racing, and these things happen, and this is what costs vital position on track, and at the end we double points tonight, vital points. So Baker's dropped off a bit, he's just made a mistake. He's a further 16 seconds back, so he's got Flack behind him. So he's going to get the blue flag for Flack. So he's got a yield, so that'll make him back off. So that means Cooper and, oh, look at this gap, this is getting close. I love this angle, shooting back towards Cooper now, coming down the main straight, lap 65, 5 laps to go, or 5 plus 1 I should say. Braking hard into turn 1. Here he is closing up on turn 4, trying to get on the gas early, keep closing up to him. Down the back straight, the gap's only 0.7 seconds. Needs to be closer than that. We've got 5 laps to go. And this is where Cooper's really got to start pushing and putting Caesar under pressure. You can see those front disc rotors really lighting up now. We've been at it for almost, well, over 80 minutes now, so the guys are really starting to get tired, but the lap times are still down in the 111s, 110s. So for them to be punching out these lap times after 80 minutes of racing, there it is, 5 laps to go as the leader crosses the line. Gap's still about 0.7, so they're definitely holding firm at that position on track. We see car 1, Foster, struggling to get behind Teb, but he's got past him now. Teb in P7 at the moment in the Red Bull entry. This is your leader, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 laps to go. Thomas Foster's dominated out front. Unfortunately, like Lewis Hamilton, if you're out there by yourself, it's not that interesting. As we've got a battle back, and it looks like Cooper's unfortunately... Oh, no, there's another one. Just looking at the time... Oh, Obadasano's flipped it. He's flipped it. That's Obadasano on his roof. That's cost him a lot of time. That means he's lost his P2, and Flax breathing a sigh of relief there in P2 because he saw him coming. But unfortunately, Obadasano pushing really hard. He's just clipped the sausage at the wrong time. And he has flipped the car. So it looks like Cooper's got Caesar as well through all of that. As we're watching there, so Cooper doing a fantastic job. Either Caesar's coming to the pits. No, there he is in the background, so he's made a mistake as well. So that puts him back in a P5, but we should see Baker further back, like right behind these guys, trying to collect on this as we see Caesar just power sliding through turn 13 onto Hill Parade, going through Tedder Avenue at the moment. He's obviously got a few layers of rubber left that he can burn because we're only got 2 or 3 laps to go. That's Thomas Foster taking us round. So looks like those battles have lightened off and no longer going to keep us entertained. So at the moment it's Foster, Black, Obadasano, Cooper, Caesar, Baker, Teb, Bradley Martin for Aces Racing, and Bryce Roll for the Monster Energy. Trent Grabell and Troy Cieslawski DNFing earlier in the race as we see Teb just clipping the wall in the background. Obadasano getting fastest lap of the race 2 laps prior with a 109.631. They're doing this for bragging rights. I'm surprised Foster's not punching his laps, but he's probably on the end of life on these set of tyres, as this is his 3rd set for the race. He's mastered the pit stop quite well. Black's 27 seconds behind. Obadasano's a further 17 seconds behind. Just taking Bryce Royal there in the monster car. Coming through turn 13 in the Hill Road. Just approaching turn 14 Tedder Avenue onto the Gold Coast Highway. So car 5, Joseph Cooper showing red. So he might have clipped the wall then. But it looks like he's got a comfortable leader. Nice. Well, looks like he must have had a major mistake because Caesar's back in a P4. Not too sure what happened there, and my replay is not working at the moment, so I'm unable to go back and check it out. But that position for P4 keeps changing each lap. Here I thought Cooper was home and hosed, but he's made a vital mistake like Obadasano and probably lost a lot of time in turn 1. And Baker should be up here collecting on all these mistakes, but he's dropped off a bit himself. He's 15 seconds back behind this group. So we see Caesar, P4, Cooper. Where's Cooper? He's coming on the main straight, and David Baker, he's still coming up towards Tedder Avenue, so he's well back. Alright, so Thomas Foster is on his last lap, coming through the chicanes for the last time. Fantastic effort from Thomas Foster for Fonsa, Fence and Fix. Doing those guys proud. Obviously, other sponsors are Total Tools and Bunnings. It's Foster, Fence and Fix. Going to bring it across the line in the Ford Mustang. 2 corners to go now. Turn 14, 15 onto the home stretch. Here he is. giving us a bit of a show. Congratulations, Tom Foster, taking the checkered flag. Excellent drive from him. Very smooth, no mistakes from him. He's kept his nose clean out front. And here we've got Scott Flack coming out of the final corner. I'm sure he wasn't expecting this when he first started racing tonight, as he takes P2. Great drive from Scott Flack for Penrite Racing. Daniel Opedasano coming out of the main straight. And that's David Baker right behind him. So it's going to be Opedasano in third, Baker in sixth, Caesar already in fourth and fifth, crossing the line. Scott Flack still doing doughies to give the crowd something to watch. He's enjoying that. He wasn't expecting that. P2 is a great result for him. The second race of the season for him. And we had Harrison Tebb coming to take the checkered for P7. And Brad Martin's already parked it in the pits. Bryce Royal trying to do doughies in the back end of the circuit. So tough race for these guys. It's the third race of the Enduro Series, so we're going back to sprint races in a fortnight's time. So race results. It was Thomas Foster for Foster Fence and Fix in P1. Scott Flack with an awesome job in P2. Daniel Opedasano, unfortunate, relegated back to P3 after a couple of incidents in pit lane. Halil Caesar probably taking that one and running off with that one. He wasn't expecting that after being in P8, P7 earlier on in the night. He finishes in P4 for Cooler Masters Racing. Jason Cooper, excellent drive from him. He finishes in P5. That's his second race of the season with us. David Baker, birthday boy. He unfortunately finished in 6th, but he'll take that with him, and he'll come back bigger and better next race. Harrison Tebb in the Red Bull Racing. That's his second race with us tonight. Bradley Martin struggled a bit on tonight's circuit, obviously getting caught up in that earlier incident at the back chicane. Bryce Royal in P9, quite a solid job from him. Trent Grubel in P10, and Troy Jaslowski in P11. So please join us in 2 weeks' time. We'll be at Pukekohe, and that'll be on the 11th of November. At the moment there is the State of Origin, but we're not too sure if we're going to just race anyway. So keep an eye out on Facebook whether we'll go ahead with that scheduled race for Pukekohe. Great circuit in New Zealand, so hopefully you can catch us back there. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, and hope you can join us on the next one. Tomorrow night we're racing at Imola, so if we're racing Formula 1 at Imola, so if you want to join us then. Thanks for watching.